Hi guys, I can't believe we're already here in the first week of January 2021. Welcome to my first War Room video for this year. Today we're going to talk about the word surrender. I know at the beginning of the New Year's, we oftentimes think about goals for the next year. Some of us do New Year's resolutions. Oftentimes people want to focus on getting in better shape, eating healthier, maybe business goals that you have for the new year. And all of those things, when you sit back and think about it, entail surrendering something. Sometimes it's surrendering food, or maybe it's sleep so you can get up and go to the gym earlier, or maybe it is watching TV at night. You're surrendering time on that because you're going to spend time with your spouse in the Word. Any of those things require surrendering something. So as I started the new year, I just started thinking about the word surrender and what does this mean? I looked up the definition today and it says to cease resistance to an enemy or an opponent and submit to their authority. The similar word to that is submission. So I love how it says submit to their authority. Another definition said to yield to the power, control of another upon compulsion or demand. In James 4:7, it says, submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil and he will flee from you. The devil wants to weigh us down, and he will weigh us down any chance he gets. But he can only do that when we're not under submission or under God's control. So the opposite of surrender in my mind is control. The devil wants us to control our own lives, because if we are in control or trying to control our own lives, we're not trusting God. We are human, so we will fail and we will be disappointed. And oftentimes disappointment leads to blame. And oftentimes blame means we're looking at our spouse, we're looking at God, we're looking at a close friend, because it's really easy to blame someone else. It's a lot harder to look in the mirror and own things ourselves. So it is really imperative that we truly learn how to surrender. And what does surrender look like in our lives? In Romans 8:28, it says, and we know that for those who love God, all things will work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. When control is given up to God, only good things will come to us. Even when something seems devastating, it will come together for good. Now, I want to talk really quick about this verse and what that means. It does say when control is given up to God, only good things will come to us. But then you have to look at what the next sentence says, because it's not just we give things to God, we give him control, and then good comes. It says, even when something seems devastating, it will come together for good. So this doesn't mean, oh, I trust you, God, I give you control, and all of a sudden everything's perfect in our life. Oftentimes when we give up control of something in our life and surrender it to God, it gets harder for a while, right? It's like breaking a habit. Oh, we're going to give up the control of sleeping in an hour because we need to go work out, because that's one of our goals. Well, we're submitting to God because God says to treat our bodies like a temple, right? He wants us to be healthy. He tells us that in the Bible. So we're submitting to his authority, but working out and losing weight, it's not easy. It gets hard. It might get harder before it gets better, right? Like any situation. But we did give up control and we surrendered it to God. And then it says it will come together for good. So even in devastating times, God will work it together for his good. I also love how it says in 2 Timothy 1:7, for God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control. Or some versions will say, and a sound mind. And I like this too, because we have to choose this. God in everything, asking him to be the Lord of our life. It's a choice. He doesn't force that on us. Asking him to take control over a certain situation and surrender things to him. He doesn't make us do this. He isn't a God that is going to look down on us and say, you have to do this. He says, you have the choice. You can choose me. You can choose my ways. You can choose to walk close to me. You can choose to walk far away. But if we choose this, if we choose to walk closer to God, we have to ask Him to forgive us for whatever we're letting go of, surrender it, ask for forgiveness for trying to control it, and then God is able to then work in us. And that at that point, we can start to have a spirit of power, of love, and a sound mind. But it is a choice. And I love that it's a choice. God wants to draw near to us, and He wants us to surrender these things. But we have to choose to do it. Just like we have to choose to get out of bed in the morning and go to the gym early. We have to choose to put healthy things in our mouth. We also have to choose God and choose to surrender to Him. So walking in His will is a choice. My challenge for you guys today, and my question for you is, what do you need to choose to truly surrender to His will?